Hello and welcome to this assessment of a social networked mini-unit. My name is David B. Bernheim, and this is in partial fulfillment of EdTech 543, Social Network Learning. I will be assessing using social media for academic and professional development. It was written by 3 of my peers. I'll be critiquing my peers' work throughout this video. I will be using the rubric offered in our class to frame my talking points. The graded rubric will be emailed to each of them as I wish to respect their privacy. Addressing your video teaser, I can't display it because it will display your names. I love the imagery you've incorporated. The legs image discussing the job search is priceless. For me, I just wanted the whole thing compressed into a shorter time and a faster pace. Incorporating a show rather than tell approach might help compress the video while building stronger interest. The video serves its purpose, and the field of social media icons left a strong imprint visually and metaphorically, as did many of your static images. Your build-up involved the first 3 minutes, and from that point forward, when you speak to what they will learn, the pace picks up. It certainly merits the full point value in my book for your video. Great job. I'm now on your home page, and I'm literally blown away. You achieved this objective: establish a learning platform by using Canvas. Your site appears clear, clean, and easy to follow. I would like to see the word adults here in your learner description, as it's not clearly defined. I saw your post stating what you were intending to create back when we were doing this on Facebook, and if I hadn't seen that, I wouldn't know. It's simply a suggestion towards clarity. I see that you added a way for those to see the other tabs that was not initially visible, and I thank you for adding that, as it makes things easier moving forward. Exploring the tabs at the top. The courses tab implies there are more, but that could be something with Canvas. It takes me, it's like a Moodle thing, it takes me back to your splash page. And then grades, that initially took me to the assignments rubric, but now it takes me to a submission link for each of the assignments. So that's interesting. And then the calendar tab, it's blank. And I would like to have dates so that I know how long this course is supposed to take. Thanks. The syllabus page is where you identify your course descriptions and expectations. This is clearly depicted for the categories. Again, the only suggestions that I have are 2. Identify your learners as adults. Again, I remember this from your initial post. And follow the principle of proximity. Course objective should be down near where the text is for course objective, and the same for the other, instead of being equidistant. Helps me to focus. There should be no comma between media and to in the objective. And then we move to the unit description and learning outcomes, and they're depicted in crystal clear from my vantage point. This is well done. I would make a suggestion that some of these that don't have periods should have periods, or that guy needs to go away. Next is the performance and participation expectations. Again, submit assignments on time needs a period at the end of the sentence, and the rest of it is really well done. Except for, I don't know how students are going to exhibit commitment and effort, and so I think that needs to be cleared up and resolved. Then we move to guidelines for using the social media. Again, you're clear in nearly every point, and I appreciate that clarity. I have a few questions or observations. First is, who is SFCC? Should that be on the home page or course description? I like number 9, be respectful of others, but there should be a period at the end of education. Number 11, be yourself. Man, I really liked that. I think that's really clear and well done. Represent your college in a professional manner. I think professional manner may need to be delineated, as that varies greatly with people. The next item in the rubric is the student and course content creation and sharing platforms with how they'll be used in your unit. You address that with social media setup and uses. The use of 3 columns is really well done and easy to follow. The headings for each of the columns, again, just helped me to focus, and that job is well done. Account names are not listed here. I think that maybe they should be linked. This Blogger link takes you to the BSU Moodle page and not to Blogger, so that might be needing to be corrected. And then under potential use in this course, some of these have periods at the end of the sentence and some of them don't. and I think for continuity you either need to have them or remove them. And the same is said for some of these in the middle column as well. So I would take a look at that. Then you offer the student interaction description. For me, I need something more clear than small. Hopefully that's defined later. Where you have listed items in bold, I was looking for hot links that would take me to specifically where they are. For instance, the class pages. There again, that could just be me and my own expectations. The description, however, is clear and easy to follow. The course monitoring section, you identify NetVibes as your monitoring tool. At this point, I wanted to see a section to the future instructors of the course, not necessarily visible to students, where you explained how this would work. You listed the Twitter hashtag, but you omit the Facebook page name. So for me, I ended up finding it elsewhere, but would appreciate either seeing it here or linked. Again, that could be my own viewer bias. If you list it for one, I'm expecting to see them all. So then we have learning activities, and here it would have made things less confusing for me if the lessons were hot linked to the modules. When I clicked on assignments down at the bottom thinking that that's what I was going to, it took me to the blog statement and the rubric. Maybe that section would be better labeled assessments, as I've said previously. Let me stress here that I think your site is really well done overall. My observations are based on how I learn and how I felt exploring your site without guidance whatsoever. Your site shows collaborative involvement, and once I discovered how you guys labeled things and played with the site a bit, it began to make more sense. My suggestions are simply to make your project better and easier for me to follow. Please take my thoughts or ramblings with that grain of salt. So now I've clicked on the Modules tab, and I'm struck by how clean and how all the fonts are the same size. And the plus side, there's continuity that seems to underscore your obvious collaborative efforts. Maybe it's just Canvas, but I want to offer kudos on just how clean and uniform your site is. That said, I had a little bit more confusion. The Welcome tab here takes me back to the home page, and I was expecting something different here. Redirecting to the home page just seemed odd. The syllabus, again, that is redundant to me because it's listed over here, and so it just seemed confusing that it was listed here. Guidelines for social media takes me back to part of the syllabus, same as this. For me, the two tabs that are really pertinent that I think make the most sense would be resources and tech support questions. I would like to see the four of these. So I clicked on that resources tab, and it brings me to this wonderful page, and it explains tech support and links me to the tech support link that we just left. And then it explains the social media platforms, and it gives me this gem down here in the personal learning networks and tells me where the things are that I need to know. So that was very helpful. So now I'm on Lesson 1 Overview tab. Again, the continuity is evident. Font size, layout, it's all similar. I love this quote. I think it adds to the depth of your project. I do not know Canvas, but images over here would have been really helpful to me. Also the proximity spacing as we move through. I still would like objective to be right over the word student instead of being equidistant. You mentioned digital footprint here, but there's no explanation. Maybe a hot link would be helpful. And then regarding the PLNs being formed, will it be by name or job description? That may need to be clearer because it's not clear to me. In the materials section, rather than link me back to the home page, you might link to the resources page where the exact headings of the destinations are given. And this view all pages takes me back to the home page instead of all pages, which I found odd because I thought I'd be able to find a way to view or to jump between the different aspects of the lesson, like the to-do page. So in this to-do page, I'm not sure if you realize that there's no instructions for the actual interaction between myself and another person. It doesn't offer interaction. And so then when I link to Lesson 1 resources, I now see a section on PLN. You might want to link in this section where it's first mentioned instead of me having to discover it in here. Lesson 1 resources contains a great deal of information. These links offer a lot, but some of it just gets lost in the sauce for me, as I would like to see it in context. These titles probably should be brought closer together in a greater space between the elements so that I understand that this personal learning network is what you're meaning. These two items go with that. It would be helpful. Assignment 1 doesn't list all the assignments for Module 1, and it either needs to be named Module 1 with all the assignments here, or maybe assessment and pull the assignment out, because you've got all these different attributes that you're asking for, and for me it's just a little bit confusing and looks more like a rubric, so it's an assessment more than that. And that's just my opinion. All in all, this lesson 1 is nearly perfect. Add the requirement for interaction and networking, link me to the information as a student, offer a link to the individual subcomponents so I don't have to back out of each page, and I think this would be absolutely perfect. So now I'm in the lesson 2 overview, and I would like a picture or a mind map here, as that would underscore what you're expecting. Proximity issues are still here. As you can see, objective is equidistant from the text above and below. But I want to stress that continuity of your layout is your strongest point here. I would like to see links in the materials needed section to enhance lesson continuity, and a link that takes me to the lesson 2 to-do page would make navigation easier. Somewhere in the to-do page, I would like a description of how I'm to connect with external folks here in the lesson. I realize some of this is on a resource page. I feel there should be something here, either that or connecting me to the resource page and with the additional how-to. How will you know I connected outside of class? Other than the Twitter example right here, should there be other guidance as to a screenshot posted in my blog entry? That might add a performance-based layer to an excellent lesson. So you do, in the assignment 2 rubric, you state that you have 10 ways here, 10 interactions here. This should be posted in your blog post. Again, validation in the lesson would have made this more sense. Your consistent layout, I will say, in each of your pages only demonstrates the level of collaboration you guys have put into this. I must say I'm a little envious, and I would like to see dates so that I have an impression of the time and the expectations associated with that. So now I'm on the lesson 3 overview page. Again, your consistent layout and design is your strength, in my opinion. I do like that you used the hot links here and here to take me to the previous lessons. That's a nice touch, and I would welcome that in the others. The outcomes section is clear and the expectations are clear. What is an error is this link for the app in Google Drive down here. It takes me to a 404 error message. Again, I'm in the lesson 3 to-do page, and your consistent layout and design is your strength, in my opinion. I do like that you used hot links again in this lesson, and I think that's really helpful. I'd like to see a link to curation over the use of best here. I think that that way the groups can use the language associated with their actual task. I like these statements at the bottom, and they're a nice touch, in my opinion. I really liked seeing the detail on assignment 3, curate and share best resources. The detail is just amazing. The only thing I'd like to see again are dates. Other than that, it's clear and easy to follow. Well done. And then now I'm on the discussions tab, and here's where the student blogs get posted. And then I noticed the inclusion of the tech support questions. That was really unexpected and just shows how much you guys have learned in our course. That's a really, really nice touch. In closing, I think my overall impression is, wow, you guys did an amazing job. I hope you don't take offense at my observations. I offer them to make your great project even better from my own vantage point. Having gone through this assignment myself, the amount of work you 3 put into this is quite clear. Your project is consistent from front to rear, and that by itself is no small feat in a collaborative world. I'm glad to have worked with the 3 of you, as your work quality is inspiring. I value the opportunity to review your project, learn from and with you, and offer thoughts on your work. If nothing were to change, this lesson is amazing and usable as it stands. This is a job very well done.